This is my review of the Red Roof Inn in Utica, New York. It is a hotel style accommodation. Here you can see we are currently staying in room 140. So this is on the first floor right when you pull in. It depends on when you come here as to what the pricing is going to be. We got like some red deal or red hot deal pricing. So the room on the weekend is like $64 a night. Again, kind of needed accommodations quickly for something, so yeah, beggars can't be choosers. I came here like 10 years ago with my family when I was younger. But quick little look around. So here you've got a AC unit, pretty much like right when you walk in the door. You're going to notice these things up here are heating units. Now, we came here in the wintertime, and these suckers were really off-putting a lot of heat. There's several of them in the room, and I'll show you. Here we have a king-size bed. After a couple nights of sleeping here, I will let you know what that was like. On each side of the bed you have little nightstands as well as lights within reach of you while you're in the bed. Now, the one thing I'm not sure about, and that is the placement of the bed so close to the front of the actual room itself. I've kind of gotten used to the beds being further in to kind of cut down on noise you may hear from people walking around, and that is a bit of a concern being on the first floor. Right over there is actually the area for check-in, so I don't know how busy this is going to get, but I will let you know. So again, nice size king size bed. Now this is their upgraded suite. I think well, it's not really a suite, but they call it their king superior something or other, and that's partially due to over there you can see there is a desk under all of that stuff, so you get like a little more workspace. So I did kind of need extra working space. There is a mirror, nice size, a little desk lamp and a place to plug in, and the other side of the bed you have a phone as well as a clock, so not bad. There's a clock in here, which is nice, and down here you've got some plugs to plug into. You will notice that around the bed you do have some carpeting. The rest of it is wood. Now, like I said, I came here several years ago with my family. They have done some updates. The bedspreads are much nicer, different. Also, the floor being wood instead of like this really old 70s style carpeting. Now, because you have the upgrade, again, there's the door. Come right over. You have a little microwave, a safe, and they call it a micro fridge, but it's pretty much a mini fridge. Something you'd see in a college dorm. You've got a little space there for some morning preparations for your meals, things like that. There is a itty bitty, they're going to call that a coffee maker. So here are your assorted coffees that you can do. There is no tea there, so if you're a tea drinker, sorry, you're going to want to bring your own. You do have a nice sized flat screen TV. It's kind of standard now wherever you go. So over there, you have a chair to sit in. There obviously is a chair on the desk side over there as well. I'm finally using the luggage rack because I never use those when I come here, or come when I go away, but kind of space-wise thought it was a good idea to use that. There also is an ironing board and an iron and a coat rack right there with a few hangers. That's right next to the sink area with a mirror. Now the sink, and to the right of the sink is the actual bathroom, so they do separate that so that somebody can be getting ready in the morning and somebody can be in the bathroom getting ready. So the only thing I don't like is the fact that the coat racks are so close to the sink, because, well, if you splash water around or whatever, or have coats all the way up to the sink itself, as you can see that one kind of there is doing such, yeah, it might get a little wet. But again, beggars can't be choosers, so I know I'm stating a lot of negative factors, but look, here's two garbage cans. Disney, you only get one little garbage can. So just throwing that out there. So good on your Red Roof Inn for that. Let me take you a little closer to the sink area and show you the bathroom. All right, before we walk over to there, here is another one of the heating units. This particular one may have seen some water damage and needs a little paint job there. And here is the last of the heating units. Again, paint probably needs a little fixing, but what are you going to do? Likewise, right there on the floor, this is why I said it's probably water damage. You can kind of see it there. There's a little rippling in the wood, which extends over to here. Again, not terrible, but I'm just kind of throwing all of this out here. I've kind of gotten used to staying in hotels as opposed to motels. So this is the first time in a long time I've stayed in something like this. Now, all the rooms here are 100% smoke free, but that doesn't mean that people don't smoke outside. So I'm going to see if that's a problem. But as promised, let me bring you around to the bathroom here. So you've got your standard little toilet there, your accoutrement and toilet. Now, the one thing I did notice with this is the door comes really, really close to that. So it does, you know, come within inches, well, inch I should say. It does have an exhaust fan right up there and a light, which is nice. So here you have your, actually, light exhaust fan. Not motion sensing, it's all turned on with that, that's fine. So you have your bowed curtain rod just to give you a little more space in the bathtub itself. Just bring you around in there. Now, because I always do this, pushing on the walls themselves, they feel sturdy, so it doesn't really feel like they're that kind of cheap plastic that you would get, like as an insert or something like that. And focus, there we go. So yeah, that was just a quick look through of the room. Gonna be staying here for a total of like 3 nights. So we'll let you know what things are like after the fact. As promised, a follow-up after staying 3 nights. I did forget to mention that right there under the TV is a 3-drawer place that you can put your clothing. So to start, the bed itself and pillows. So we stayed, my wife and I, in this particular room. My brother and father stayed in a similar room but with double beds, and 3 out of 4 people said that the beds were very uncomfortable. By the 3rd night, I was kind of used to it, but the first 2 nights were a little rough. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I did forget to mention that over there is a hairdryer right next to the sink. The walls themselves, I know I've said this of some hotels that we've stayed at, you can kind of hear your neighbors. Did not really have this problem in this particular motel. However, you do, since this is on the ground floor, hear people with their cars. So the other thing is the heating situation. This is the thermostat to control the heat from those items above the door there and right there. Now, we turned those off after our first day, completely off, and actually turned on the exhaust, or at least the fan for the air conditioner, because the rooms get really, really hot, and I don't know why, even when the heat is off, that the room still got really hot. Granted, we did come in February, so it is a bit chilly. So the problem with running the air conditioner is we had puddles of water on top of it because we were running the air conditioner and, well, running the exhaust, bringing in cold air, and the room was really hot, so lots of condensation. Now, the last thing I will mention is I had talked about the no smoking policy in the rooms, and that is true. There is no smoking in the rooms. However, you do have people, including the staff, who will smoke right outside the doors or air conditionings or near the exhaust vents. So you have an exhaust vent here in the room, and well, smoke rises, and or the exhaust ports are close to where people are standing. So the room does kind of have a lingering smell of smoke. So depending on how sensitive you are to that, you just need to be aware of that. Do keep in mind, and that is something that I had to keep reminding myself, this is a economy class motel or hotel room. So just, you know, you are getting what you pay for. And compared to other motels in this price range, it is not as bad as you could get. So again, cheap motel room, few caveats here and there. If you can look past those, or if you're looking to stay somewhere in a pinch, Red Roof Inn in Utica, not terrible.